This is Top Accolade African News Updates. I am Soibifa Jakrich. The Democratic Republic of Congo army says it has quashed an attempted coup against President Felix Tshisekedi in the capital, Kinshasa, involving Congolese and foreign fighters. Democratic Republic Congo army spokesperson Brig Gen Sylavin Ekenge said that 50 suspects, including 3 Americans and a naturalized British citizen, have been detained. The statement comes as after armed men attacked the house of Vital Kamerhe, the former chief of staff and close ally of President Tshisekedi earlier. Witnesses say a group of about 20 assailants in army uniform attacked the residence and an exchange of gunfire followed. 2 guards and an assailant were killed in the attack on Mr. Kamerhe's house, his spokesman and the Japanese ambassador said in posts on X. The men also occupied the Palais de la Nation, the office of the President of the Republic, which is located in the city center, a place highly secured by Republican guard. Japan's ambassador in the Congolese capital has warned nationals not to go out. President Tshisekedi has not made any public comment on the situation so far. Local media reports said the assailants were a number of the New Zaire movement linked to the formerly exiled Democratic Republic of Congo politician Christian Malanga, who has acquired American citizenship. Mr. Malanga was shot dead at the presidential palace after he resisted arrest by security forces, Mr. Ekenge said. His son Marcel Malanga was among the 3 American nationals arrested over the alleged coup attempt. The U.S. ambassador to the Democratic Republic of Congo, Lucy Tamlin, said she was shocked by reports that Americans may have participated in the coup attempt. Despite having lived in the United States for most of her life, Libyanka is unmistakably proud of her Cameroonian heritage. The Afro soul star was introduced to the world while singing in a Cameroonian accent. In 2022, she dropped her day-to-day American candies for the career launching globally, charting hit That Was People. On Facebook, Libyanka's bio proudly proclaims it's Libyanka from Bamenda. The words are a nod to her family's home city and the place where she spent roughly 6 years of her childhood. Many of Libyanka's fans in Cameroon love seeing their country showcased on the world stage. They have been following the singer's social media comments with the national flag and the abbreviation CM. But not everyone from the Central African nation feels this way. Last month, the musician announced she was postponing a North American tour because she had received death threats for performing with a Cameroonian flag. The threats, more than 50 of them, had been sent by rebels who want English-speaking parts of Cameroon, like Bamenda, to become an independent states. Some pretty horrific ones and some that threw in insults threatening me to never step foot in Cameroon or they will kill me on sight. Separatists interpreted Libyanka's waving of the Cameroon flag as a show of support for President Paul Biya, one of the longest serving leaders in Africa. For over 6 years, separatist fighters have fought a grueling war against the authorities dominated by the French-speaking majority. The conflict, which has claimed at least 6,000 lives, is rooted in grievances held by many in the English-speaking parts of Western Cameroon. They have felt marginalized for decades and oppose what they see as attempts by Mr. Biya's government to force them to give up their way of life, including their language, history, education, and legal systems. When announcing the postponement of her tour, Libyanka told her 5,000 Instagram followers that she faced a relentless pressure to take sides in a war she hates. The U.S. and Niger have agreed that American troops will leave the country no later than 15th September, they announced in a joint statement. They said the 2 countries had reached the disengagement agreement to effect the withdrawal of U.S. forces, which has already begun. The U.S. has relied on Niger as its primary base for monitoring regional jihadist activity. The military junta, which seized power last year, has already ordered French troops to leave while moving closer to Russia. The statement commended the joint sacrifices of Nigerian and U.S. forces in the fight against terrorism, adding that the withdrawal would not affect the continuation of U.S.-Niger relations. The deal was reached after marathon talks between the 2 countries in Niamey. In March, Niger announced the end of its military agreement with the U.S. military spokesperson Col Amadou Abjamain, accused the U.S. of raising objections about the allies that Niger had chosen. Col Abjamain condemned the U.S. for its condescending attitude and threats of reprisals. Tensions Tensions spiked between the US and Niger after elected President Mohamed Bazoum was overthrown last year. Niger is in Africa's Sahel region, considered the new global epicenter of the Islamic State Abjamain group. American forces have used 2 military bases in Niger to monitor Islamic militant groups in the Sahel. The US built $100 million, that is 80 million euros military base there 6 years ago in the central city of Agadez, 750 kilometers, that is 460 miles northeast of Niamey. It has played a key role in the US strategy to combat jihadists in West Africa. The US has more than 1,000 troops stationed at the base. It is the second Western power to withdraw from Niger. Last year, Niger expelled former colonial power France troops who had also been deployed to fight jihadists. As Niger has distanced itself from the West, it has drawn closer to Russia. Last month, Russian military instructors arrived in Niger as part of a new agreement with its military leaders. Niger has also broken away itself from local democracies and sought stronger regional alliances with fellow junta-led nations Burkina Faso and Mali. Officials in Tunisia say around 23 people have gone missing after settling off in a boat towards Europe. The National Guard said it had informed the Navy and search and rescue operations were on the way. According to AFP, they set sail between 3 and 4 May and families of the missing individuals notified the authorities 10 days later. The National Guard said 5 people had been arrested for their alleged involvement in the crossing. Tunisia is a key departure point for migrants hoping to reach Europe. UN figures shows that at least 12,000 migrants who landed on Italy's shores last year left from Tunisia. In February, at least 13 Sudanese nationals died and 27 others went missing when their boat sank off Tunisia's coast. The central Mediterranean Sea is one of the world's deadliest migration routes. According to the International Organization for Migration, around 30,000 people are known to have drowned while crossing it in 2023. In the same year, the European Union (EU) signed a deal with Tunisia to tackle irregular migration. The deal includes $118 million, that is 19 million euros, to stop smuggling, strengthen borders, and return migrants. That is the size of top accolade African news update. You can follow us on our social media platforms as displayed on your screen. Happy Monday.